boys and girls, I hope you have had a lovely weekend. Weren't we lucky with the weather? I couldn't believe it. I thought it was going to be a bit of a washout this weekend, but it's been beautiful, hasn't it? Fingers crossed that we get some more because I've really been enjoying this. Okay, right. Today we're going to have a look at some high frequency words. So these are not necessarily tricky words, but they're very common, so they'll come up a lot in your reading and you might need to write these words a lot. But they're pretty funny spellings, but they follow the rules though from our Phase 5 phonics, so it's just handy to know them straight away, to be able to spell them. And then today we're going to have a look at some root words and how we use root words to make compound words. Now I think year 2s, you will know what compound words are, won't you? The compound words are when we have two different words and they have their own meaning, but when we put them together to make one word, it means something completely different. So we'll have a look at some of those today and we'll have a look at some more tomorrow. So let's start off with those high frequency words. So we're going to do 3 today. So I'd just like you to have a look at this word. About. Can you write it on your board? About. Okay. And we've got this spelling of ow, haven't we? Out. About. So we can sound it out. Okay. What we're going to do now is use about in some sentences. So you can leave it at the top of your board if you want to use it for reference for spelling. So the first sentence is, I was about to do that. I was about to do that. Okay? Pause if you need a bit more time. There we go, well done. And for our next one, I've got an exclamation for us to write, so you need to put an exclamation mark at the end. Okay? Right, our exclamation is, well, it's about time. You know, when something's late, you say, well, it's about time. It's an exclamation, isn't it? See if you can write that. Oh, forgot my full stop then. Well, it's about time. Okay, have you managed? Well, it's about time. Oh, I didn't even use my exclamation mark. I was so concerned that I'd forgotten my full stop that I forgot we weren't writing a full stop. We're writing an exclamation mark. Right, well done. Okay, the next word is here. I wonder if you can spell this word. Here. So it's the split digraph version, and there are 2 heres. We can hear with our ear, or this means here. It's a place, isn't it? Okay. Right, let's write some sentences then. The first sentence is, I want to have my party here. Can you write that? I want to have my party here. There's a party going on outside. I can hear everybody's laughing and chatting. I want to have my party here. Okay, pause if you need a bit more time. I want to have my party here. Well done. And we'll have one more, we'll have an exclamation. This time I'm gonna remember my exclamation mark. Okay, we're gonna write, I found it, it's over here. So you could use a comma after that first bit. I found it, it's over here. And I remembered my exclamation mark this time. I found it, it's over here. Which is what you say to me when I ask where the lid for the glue stick is. Okay, have you done it? Well done. Okay, and then we've just got one last one, which is, we've already done part of this word in our tricky words. Laugh. So we learnt the past tense version of laughed, didn't we? So now this is just the verb. So we'd have to laugh would be the verb. Okay, should we write a couple of sentences with the word laugh, with the a-o-g spelling, laugh. Okay, the first sentence is, I laugh at funny stories. I laugh at funny stories. Now story ends in a Y, so when we make it plural we take off the Y, add I-E-S, don't we? I laugh at funny stories. Okay, there you go. I laugh at funny stories. Okay, and the last one is, can you write, oh, we could do another exclamation. Can you write the exclamation? You make me laugh out loud. You make me laugh out loud. And loud is the o-o spelling of out. You make me laugh out loud. Exclamation mark. Okay. There we go. Well done. So just had a little practice of those, spelling those high frequency words. Right, now as we introduced compound words, we're going to have a look at something called a root word. Now a root word is quite clever because we can join it with another word to make something new. So I'm using hair. Hair is an example of a root word. There are lots of different words that we can add to hair to make it into a compound word, but we can make it mean something else. So I'll write down a few examples here. Okay, so I've got hair. I could have a hair cut or a hair clip or a hair brush. A haircut, a hair clip or a hairbrush. Can you think of any other words we could add to hair to make a different word? Hairdresser, hairband, can't think of any more off the top of my head. So, when we join them together to make a compound word, I don't know why I just rubbed out hair, we don't have to leave a finger space. We squash the words together so it's one long word. It has 2 syllables, haircut. But they're no longer separate words. We've squashed them together. And we call hair the root word because that's the beginning. And that's what it's focused on. Okay? And then we've added cut to hair, haven't we? So if you remember it as a root word, it's a bit like the roots of a plant, and it grows when we add more letters to it, don't we? So hair is okay by itself, that's a real word, but then we've added the word cut to make a compound word. Hair, cut. Okay, shall we have a look at some more root words? I want to see if you've got any ideas of how we could extend these root words into a compound word. So I've got the word day. That's a very good root word, day. I'm going to write a couple of words we could add to day to make it into a compound word. So, oh, dear me. Right, so I've got the word light and I've got the word dream. If I put the word day and the word light together, what word do I get? Daylight. How about if I put day and dream together? Daydream. Well done. Can you think of a word that we can add to day to make a compound word? Write it down. Write your compound word down. Well done. Just think of one. If you can think of 2, that's brilliant. We're going to do some more though. Right, let's have a look. Our next root word we're going to have a look at is the word down. So I'm going to write 2 words that we can join on to down to make it into a compound word so that it means something else. And then I want to see if you can think of your own. Okay, so I've got down. If I add paw to the word down, I get the compound word downpour. That's what we had this week, didn't we? When it was raining, we had a downpour. How about if I add the word stairs? What word would I get? Downstairs. They look like scary long words, don't they? But they're not. They're just 2 little words that are squashed together. So that's how it helps us spell them as well, doesn't it? So can you think of a word that we can add to down to make it into a compound word? Staring's up to something. Okay. Right, we'll do one last one. Okay. Can have a look at the word grand. Grand is a very good root word. If you think of something grand, it's like something very, very special and big and wonderful. Okay? So, I've got a couple of words here that we can add to grand. to make a compound word. Okay. I could add children to grand. What would that compound word be? Grandchildren. I could also add mother to grand. That would make the word grandmother. Well done. Can you think of your own? Think of your own compound word starting with the root word grand. Okay, you can follow my theme if you want. Then write it down. Okay, pause if you need a bit more time. Right, what we're going to do now is I'm going to give you some compound words. I'm going to say them. I'd like you to write them down, and then I'd like you to either underline or circle the root word. Okay, so I'll give you an example. So here is the word daylight. What would the root word be from the compound word daylight? It would be day, wouldn't it? So you can underline the word day. Okay? Right, maybe if you rub your board, have your board that way, and we can do some numbers. Maybe, shall we do 6? 6, that sounds good. So write numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down your board like that. Okay? And I'm going to give you some compound words to write down, and then you see if you can find what the root word is in those words. Okay, are you ready? Number 1 is the word firefly. Firefly. Okay? Write it down and then maybe underline or circle the root word firefly. Okay, the next one is number 2 is the word eardrum. Eardrum. Then underline the root word. Number 3 is newspaper. Newspaper. Okay. Number 4 is wash tub. So wash tub is spelled O-A-S-H. Tub. Okay. Number 5 is eyesight. Okay, and number 6, the last one, is the word woodland. Woodland, and the schwa sound is an a. Woodland, so the is an a, letter a. Okay? Right, shall we have a look at them then? Have you underlined all of the root words? Okay, so here, number 1, we had firefly. Fire is the root word. Fly is added to it. Firefly. Eardrum. Ear. Drum. eardrum. Ear is the root word, isn't it? Number 3, newspaper. The root word is news. Then we added paper, didn't we? Number 4 is wash tub. Wash tub. Wash tub. Wash is the root word, isn't it? Well done. Number 5 is eyesight. Eyesight. Eye is the root word. And the final one, woodland. 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 Wood is the root word, isn't it? Well done. Very good job. I hope you enjoyed those compound words. We're going to do some more tomorrow and we can play a bit of Pictionary with them. Okay? So thank you for joining me today. Enjoy the rest of your Monday and I will see you tomorrow in the morning. Yay! Bye!